All right, we are here for our con match here for the Jeskai. I believe I've got Caleb and or Adam joining me here to watch the match.
Hi,
Um,
Richard. It's great to be here.
yes, reigning Teamer Khan, fresh off his victory earlier today. Yeah, so we're getting Dan here, Dan A against Jaidin, and might be asking yourself, where's the leader of the Jeskai from week one? Jordan. Well, he has abdicated his position. He's gone off to be the seeker of the way. He's had to leave the monastery. So he's giving Dan, who's 5-0, a chance, and Jaidin, who's 4-1, a chance to take that position here and grab a few bucks. But not a hot start for Jaidin here with a mulligan to 5. What's he got there?
So the putback decision was actually incredibly interesting there because he had his full set of colors. It looks like he's playing everything but blue, and he had the mana for it. And he had in hand, a couple two drops, which we'll get into when he plays them. But he also had a Doom Blast in a 7, and he opted, and he said to himself, you know what? I'm going to put back a land, and I'm going to be on 5 cards. Doom Blast, incredibly powerful card, probably the biggest bomb in the set, arguably tied with Windmate Rock, but he said to himself, you know what, I just need things to do sooner than that. So he put it back on the bottom, and now he's here with the Leaping.
I think you cut out there for a second, but you were saying he put Doom Blast on the bottom, right?
Yeah, he's got her 2 land.
Yeah, maybe there's something wrong with my audio, but you were cutting out there again. Yeah, I mean, Doom Blast is just a tremendous card. I feel even on a multi five, that's a way to come back from a multi five potentially. So Dan has a bit of a clunky hand here. He does have the Snow Horn Rider, the 5/5 trample as his morph in hand. He's got Active Treason, Treasure Cruise, and 4 more lines. So
I mean, from the sound of things, that's going to be a pretty one-sided game because James John, another land, he's got the 7 he would have needed to cast the Doom Blast, but still no action.
yeah, I feel like I can almost never put that on the bottom, even on a multi five. It's just it catches me up. That's the thing. So Dan has
I
decided he's just going to flip his morph rather than play his Mystic of the Hidden Way that he drew for turn. So does Jaden have something here to combat the 5/5 that's about to show up?
No, he does not.
Oh, looks like he does. Did he just draw the ride down there?
Oh no, no, that was in hand.
Okay.
Sorry, yeah, okay.
It's all
Oh,
right.
he's going to
Well,
unmorph. Okay, sorry. I thought you said he was going to play one.
no,
But yeah,
he was just gonna he's gonna flip it up as a 5/5. So he's drawing the Alpine Grizzly, and joining him is the Mystic of the Hidden Way. I thought it was past my bedtime, but maybe it's past all our bedtimes here.
maybe. Oh, Jane's drawn, I think, literally nothing but lands since the start of the game. So he's on. He kept, 3 lands, 2 spells, and he's got 3 lands in hand. So that's 6 lands in a row.
And
So
no
he's
no
he's
treasure cruise to refill.
yeah, no, not a cruise in sight. He's like a landlocked country. He'd like to go on a boat trip, but he just can't.
Well, Dan has drawn the mighty fear-inducing tusked Colossedon for turn. That is a
Is that
six mana
the
six
six
five
five vanilla? Yeah.
with no further text. Yeah, so it looks like he's
Interesting.
playing a teamer deck here, from what I can tell. Haven't seen anything but cards of those colors. Yeah, and Treasure Cruise is going to be on as soon as next turn. Right, well, here's a spell finally. So what's hiding under the hood there?
I missed when he played it, so someone else, if you can chime in, if anyone's,
It's okay. We'll find out soon enough. But
it'll be a surprise to all of us. Yeah.
look, could be anything. Yeah. So Dan's considering what to do here. Whether he wants to flip up his morph, which is the 3/2 unblockable. Whether he wants to treasure cruise. He's drawn a disdainful stroke, so that'll stop the next big spell that Jaden finds. He's he says nine's a good number. Let's attack for 9.
We've got the Sagu Archer in hand. So if there's another morph, that's what it's going to be.
Okay, that's the 2/5. Yeah,
Yeah, the 2/5.
that doesn't match up well against a 6/5. To be fair, most things don't.
Yeah, it doesn't hit the 3/2 unblockable either.
No, that like I was saying earlier today in the feature match, like we don't get this at common anymore. Like a 3 power unblockable creature, like we just don't get it. Like it's just not like they don't really even put unblockable creatures at common very much at all. All right, so it was after all, it was a Teamer Charger.
Yeah, kind of underwhelming
It was a
as far as more.
horse, of course. So Dan is allowing this to resolve, even though he could counter it. He says, "Well, it doesn't really do the trick here. It doesn't block the 6/5." So he just says, "Well, let me I'll let that resolve, no problem." Yeah. So with this disdainful stroke and the active trees in hand, Dan can certainly should be able to win next turn.
Yeah, there's. I'm not sure what Jaidin could draw that would change that outcome.
And he's drawn a Savage Punch here just in case there's a threat he wants to punch, but anything good enough to punch he could just take with active treason. So I mean, this would have been a nice spot for a Dune Blast, even though there's a disdainful stroke in Dan's hand.
Yeah, I mean, at least you get the sensation of having tried, right? That's even if you're not actually winning, you feel better about yourself.
I mean, even if you resolved a Dune Blast on this type of board, he's still behind. But I mean, not by as much as he is now, which is he's just dead. But yeah, so now Dan can pretty safely just active. I mean, I think he probably Savage Punch before he active tree. I mean, I think you'd rather show your opponent a Savage Punch than an active treason. Yeah.
Yeah, that
So
seems reasonable.
Dan agrees. He says, "Let me get in for the unblockable," and yeah, Malta 5. I mean, he wasn't even doing that bad for a while because Dan's hand was slow, but eventually the excess of lands kicked in here.
Yeah, drawing either 9 or 10. I think 9 lands out of 15 cards is unfortunate, especially when you're already down 2 off the opening hand.
Yeah, so Dan didn't sideboard. I mean, he's 5-0, so he's playing with his original pool. He's playing Teamer like we said, straight 3 colors. He's mana base is I think I saw 6, 7, 8, and about 4 or 5 dual lands there. So I just
Yeah,
got a
Jaden's
Suncan though,
on.
as far as some scary card to look out for.
Yeah, Jaden's on 4 color, no blue. Uh, Bit of a mixed bags in terms of creatures. I want to say it just looks like good statted beaters is probably the name of the game, but the Dune Blast is the scariest single card in that pile.
Yeah, I mean they both had tremendous week ones, right? 5-0 and 4-1. So we're seeing among at least among the
Yeah,
best
to
performers
be
here.
on top of the Jeskai, that's probably the highest mountain in the league right now.
Well,
The most competitive clan.
I mean, when I mean they're too stoic to go around punching bears. I suppose they're boring, but sometimes boring is good.
I didn't want to say it, but I'm in complete agreement.
Sometimes boring is good. Look, can't argue with the numbers so far.
Okay, so Jaden's opening hand is gonna get play this 0-4 Outlast, but he's actually drawn the Dune Blast as his first non-opener card of the game. He, isn't going to get there the quickest, although he is once again drawing land pretty reliably. He's got a banner to potentially ramp it out if he needs to, but he looks to be in a decent spot. Savage Punch can maybe kill something, and he's got the 3/3 Delph Flyer as a proactive play.
Yeah, very very ordinary hand here from Dan. He's got the Snowhorn Rider, which is the 5/5 morph, Highland Game, Barrage of Bolters, which in a board stall could be very impactful. A Treasure Cruise, a Savage Punch that he's just drawn in a mountain, and his morph, I believe it's the 4/5, but I could be mistaken. The Glacial Stalker, I think it was that. But he's got a 5/5 now as his second morph. No, just a hand with a bunch of ordinary,
Surprised here.
reasonable cards here. Commons.
Bit surprised here by Jaden's play. He sort of had the option to. I guess he could have chosen between playing a tap land to set up the Doom Blast next turn versus playing the bird out now. And it looks like he chose to put the creature into play, but it's just really hard. You're going to be blocking a morph on 5 mana next turn with your bird. I mean, in theory, like I assume you played it to block.
Yeah, he can wait until his opponent commits even more, because looks like Dan might play 2 creatures this turn. Because he has the Highland Game, and then he's drawn the Horde Ambusher, which is which is the morph that flips up for a red, or for revealing a red. So he's just gonna get in for 4 damage here with that Horde Ambusher. I thought he was maybe gonna play that and a Highland Game, just have a big board, wider board. But yeah, he's said, "Let me get in for damage here before we start potentially racing." Yeah, Horde Ambusher in the long line of red 2-mana 2/2s with downsides that we used to get.
Yeah, that line, I forget. I think it was what like OG Dominaria. By that point, they had bears with slight upside, and it was okay. The world didn't end. I'm not sure exactly when the first red bear was printed.
It was
but
Crimson. No, not Crimson Vow. The Eldritch Moon. So it must have been like 2016 that we finally got our first red, 1 in a red 2/2 for 2 at common with no downside. There's just no text.
It looks like this is going to be the. I mean, he's hovering the Doom Blast here. I mean, this is sort of. I mean, you can potentially regret having played out the second creature here. I mean, I guess it's
the same 1 damage here.
It does the 1 damage.
It's the same 1 damage, yeah. All right, well, I mean, there it is. Dan does not have lands here as a follow-up, which is unfortunate for him. He did draw the Alpine Grizzly. He has Treasure Cruise still, and he has Highland Game and Savage Punch. So playing the Alpine Grizzly sets up the Savage Punch here to be able to kill off this bird. Alpine Grizzly was always best friends with Savage Punch, like play your Alpine Grizzly.
I'm just happy to see. I'm happy to see the Bears getting their due. Like, it's been a hard. Like, I can't speak for as pretending I have access to the true statistics of the matter, but I think green's probably been the color I've seen the least in play, and the Bears haven't been seen in great numbers particularly. So I'm glad to see one. Standing proud on the other side of the board, triggering whatever the hell is formidable, not formidable, but it's ferocious. Thank you. Yeah, doing its job and hitting for 4. It brings a tear to my heart.
Yeah, the main role that Grizzly played, at least in draft, was like in like green blue or teamer. It just does like first of all, Savage Punch target because it'll hit for 6 after the punch, but also like just pairs well with Crippling Chills and bounce spells in blue. Just because
it does hit, like you only got to hit 5 times with a 4 power creature. Like that's a real number,
And Awaken the Bear works well with it too, so unsurprisingly.
Remind me what Awaken the Bear does.
It's a +3/+3 and trample for 3 mana.
Oh yeah. No, I mean it's so flavorful, right? Like bear. Sleepy animals, they hibernate like 3 months of the year, depending on where they're at. You got to wake them up from time to time. So I fully support casting Awaken the Bear, targeting the bear, and maybe we'll even see a bear's companion come down on the other side.
That's what our client's doing, right? We're hibernating, right? That's what we're doing.
we're cultivating strength for the upcoming Ice Age.
We are napping, and then everyone's going to run themselves.
And then Dan's doing a better job repping the team than the rest of us.
Everyone's going to run themselves ragged, and then we'll be well rested and ready to.
It looks like Jaidin here was once again been a bit of a landlord. He's got two bases in hand, and this might just be game.
Yeah, no, well, it is because the Sarkhan has here. So again, the mana screw, it gets the best of us here. So congratulations to Dan. He is the new Khan of the Jeskai. So we'll see how he runs the monastery over there, and what kind of challenger gets lined up for next week. So congratulations to Dan, and hopefully we'll be.
If you're cheap monk, right? if you're chief monk, are you like you're an abbot, right? Like, what's your job title officially?
I don't know. We'll have to wait for the official announcement. But until then, we'll see everybody hopefully for the next con match at some point
You get
this
like a
year.
prize